I'm doing good. I said, it's so quiet in here.
Yeah. It's
Amazing. Happy Friday.
3 o'clock's nap time.
We don't have that Twitter space lead-in music to set the room.
I think Tank dropped off. Oh no, Tank's there. Oh no,
I'm
her
here.
crypto came on and it bounced everybody around, I guess.
Yeah.
I think Poco dropped down.
Oh, so it's Poco's fault. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you
Blame
go.
Poco.
I knew it
Blame
wasn't my fault.
Canada.
It definitely wasn't my fault.
Blame Canada.
Hey.
He's back. He's back.
He's come to defend himself.
All right, I'm God. Bye.
What's that? What's that? Oh, you're the stage moderator. I'm like, what's that little badge up there? You're special.
He's the boss.
He's the boss. Oh, he left again. We scared him off. It's quiet again. Are we not talking?
I
We waiting
was
for
thinking-
Coco? Huh?
No,
Waiting
no.
for
We're gonna give people we'll give people a minute or two to join in, rally up.
Yep.
There was a line at the door. We gotta let them get past the bouncers.
There you go.
We had the velvet rope up, trying to make it look like there was a big crowd.
Everybody get
Yeah,
their
everybody-
handstands.
Wait in line. Make a big line down the whole street. What's
Down the whole
going on
street, and
here?
you go in. There's one person in the club. I used to love that.
Oh,
That was NYC clubbing days. Oldest trick in the book.
oh, that's right. You were NYC. We were California clubbing days, man. SoCal.
Yes, you didn't even know where the club was in California.
We had to
You had to know
drive
somebody to know where it was.
Yeah, I know. Those are the days back doing yeah, I mean in downtown LA when we would do they used to be raves, but they were the true raves, not what they do nowadays where it's just a party. But they used to do them in we used to do them in abandoned buildings. So that literally one of those things where you get a message from a friend and hey, go to this location, a liquor store, a store, and there'd be somebody standing out front and you go give a password and then they would give you a little piece of paper with a map on it. And then you'd go to an abandoned building or something else and people would just take over for the night and they'd roll generators in and it'd just be a freaking party. Those were interesting days, I'll tell you that. Interesting
Wow.
days.
Yeah, that sounds super safe.
Oh yeah. Oh no,
Like,
that was where there was no bathrooms, or I mean it was crazy. That was crazy time.
Yeah,
That was
you think
definitely-
about some of that stuff, right? And you wonder if that's possible today. Because I know in New York they do some of the pop-up parties and DJs.
Yeah,
and all
that stuff still happens.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's planned. I mean, they've probably got a permit. I mean, I went to one rave one time. Most of the time, they didn't get broken up because they were in industrial areas, so there wasn't neighborhoods around. And these were after parties. These raves didn't start until 2:30 in the morning. So 2:30 after bars closed, and then they go until sunup. As soon as the sun comes up, it breaks up. But we were in a couple that got broke up. Police show up and you bolt out. You never park close. You always park far away, so that way you always have an exit strategy. Yeah, those were crazy young days, man. I remember those days.
Lots of fun. Yeah. For me, it was we'd have the club until like 10 o'clock in the morning, and then go to the beach and just nap on the beach.
Pass out on the beach, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And hope that you didn't get a sunburn.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Oh my God, the days when we were kids, man, or young adults. Like I said.
The days.
And now we
Not
think about
anymore.
our own kids. I think about my
Now
own kids.
you were
doing
making
that.
fun of me for falling asleep at 9 o'clock on the Twitter space last night.
I know. Well, and it's funny, we talk about all the stuff we did when we were kids. I'll tell you, man, I have adult children now. If my kids did some of the stuff I did, I don't know how I survived sometimes. I don't know.
They do, Tank.
Do what?
They did and they do. You just don't know about it.
Yeah.
I said they
that's
did
true.
and they do. You just don't know
Yeah.
about it.
Yeah, probably. Telling you.
All right, let's pull ourselves out of memory lane and let's talk about the here and now. So Bulls and Apes. So I'm going to give you a sandwich here. We're gonna go good, exciting. We'll go disappointing, and then we'll go good again. So we'll start with the exciting. We had an extremely busy couple of weeks laying out the next 3 months, and I'm not going to spill any alpha here on it, other than to say that I am incredibly excited and anxious to get all of the work done, get announcements out. There's a lot of really exciting stuff. If you would have told me just 3 months ago that we would be planning and delivering and executing on the things that we're going to be doing over the next 3 months, I wouldn't have believed you. We weren't even thinking about half of the stuff that we're doing. Half of the stuff we did, it was always in the plans, but the other half is just like, wow, we came into this space setting a standard and wanting to change the space, and we did with a lot of what we did, and now we're gonna do it some more. And so that's all I'll say. We've gotten ourselves into some trouble with hinting at things and teasing things a little too early. We're going to have a lot more control and structure about how we release, announcements and put things out. And I'll get to a little bit to the disappointing news in a second. That it relates to that though. So just let you know that we've got it. We do. I'm personally extremely excited. And like I said, anxious too, because I want to get going with it. We've got a lot of good plans in place, a lot of exciting stuff that I think is going to set standards for the industry again, multiple times. So really excited about what we've got ahead. So I wanted to share that with you. I know I'm not giving you a lot of information on it, but that's intentional. But I did want you to know that we have done a number of meetings, lots of meetings with the team, with potential partners, with amongst the executives. So Tankman and Neo and Ark and myself, getting Carbar and her crypto and others involved as well. And so we're going to get to some execution mode here. There's a lot for us to do, a lot of fun stuff. I'm really hopeful that everybody in the crowd here is gonna have a lot of fun with us as we go through the next few months. So buckle up. It's gonna be fun. Hopefully, all the vacations are behind us, and all of the summer, August getaways. Twitter was dead. I know we've got the merge done, and for some strange reason, you got ETH tanking a little bit today. But we've got a lot of big things behind us, and I'm hoping that we're gonna clear our plates and be able to have a lot of fun over the next few months. The team's gonna be working hard, but hopefully the community gets to reap a lot of the rewards of our work. So a little bit of disappointing news. So the Godbowl utility. We said 30 days, and 30 days was, I know that a lot of people were counting, that was yesterday. Obviously, the Godbowl utility isn't in production yet. We haven't announced it. We're about 2 weeks behind. And just full transparency, I think we started teasing that a little too early before we knew exactly what we were going to build. What we built is about double the functionality of what we originally thought it was. So I do, and the good news is the development work is at like 99.9% done. We're going through testing and walkthroughs now, so we're probably about 2 weeks out for us to safely release it. So I know that's a little bit disappointing. We were hoping that it would be 30 days from when we teased it, but like I said, I think we teased it a little too early before we really knew how in depth some of the functionality was going to be. So I'm really excited about that functionality and what we were able to introduce. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I think it's going to be well done. It's going to be a really cool user experience. It's going to make it the utility itself is pretty cool, but the user experience is going to be fun. Is going to be fun as well. So the things that we're putting in is going to make it much more enjoyable in my mind. So we're about 2 weeks out from that. So I know that's a little bit disappointing, but that's where we are with that. The other good news that I'm super excited for VC deal flow is a huge focus for us in the inner circle. That is what we are focusing on for kind of our unique utility, and we do think it's really unique. It's not easy to have the connections that we have in the VC world, and to be able to offer up, make those deals available the way we have. And to have it curated the way it is, and so going through a level of selection criteria from somebody who's Neo, who's been very involved in that world, it's exciting. But on the other hand, the accredited investor threshold is tough. It's tough. Not a lot of us are able to meet that threshold. The high net worth, the high income. So a lot of us in the community haven't been able to participate. Well, that's going to change now. So we've been doing a lot of research, talking to our lawyers, and making sure that we're following all the rules. But we have found an alternate way for a person to become an accredited investor. There is a certification and exam. If you pass the exam, you are certified. And you got to fill out some paperwork and you got to register. But if you go through that process, you study, you pass the exam, you do the paperwork, you then can become accredited no matter what income level you have, no matter what net worth you have. So this particular program called Series 65, it educates you on investments, and so you become more educated. You get the certification. And then you're officially an accredited investor and you can participate in the VC deals. So we are super excited about that. We've also, Carbar has been working with a company called Achievable, and we have negotiated a discount on a course. All said and done, I think between the course and the registration, I think it's under $300. So for less than $300, you can put the work in, get certified, put the paperwork in, and become an accredited investor. Now, there's no guarantees on that. You got to put the work in. You got to study, and you got to pass the exam, and you got to fill out the paperwork. But it is an opportunity. It's an opportunity for education, and it's an opportunity to invest in the pretty cool VC deals that we have. So personally, I'm extremely excited about that. Now, I know that there are some people in the community that aren't in Discord a lot. They're not following the announcements, and maybe they've missed some of the VC deals. So we are working on another way for us to provide notification, not only on VC deals, but on other big announcements that are happening within the community. So be on the lookout for that. There'll be an alternate way for you to subscribe and to get alerts and to get information that we have going on for the project. And I would highly recommend that you do that. Because as I mentioned before, beyond the VC deals and being alerted to all these cool deals that are being presented, we've got a lot of announcements over the next few months. So you're going to want to be in tune with what's going on. So if you can't come and check Discord regularly, or you don't want to have to come in and check Discord regularly, we'll have another way for you to stay informed and to get alerted. So we're working on that now, and we should have that released at some point next week. So really excited about that. Excited about all of the news that we have. I'm gonna in a second here. I'm gonna turn it over to Carbar to talk through the process around Series 65 a little bit more. But before I do that, and then after that we'll get to the questions that are in the channel. But what I would say is that I've been so busy with the project, and I never really got a chance to slice and dice and drill through the collection that we have and all the traits and to look at the art. And I've been doing that over the past few days, and I'm using trait ranks. And trait ranks, I mean, I got to say, it's a pretty amazing tool to be able to navigate through the collection and to see what's available and what's not. And there's a lot of traits that I love and that I don't have in my wallet. And so I know a lot of people follow wallets and a lot of people attract wallets. And so I do want to say that I'm going to be purchasing some bulls, over the next couple of weeks as I see things that I like. And I want everybody to know that I'm doing that ahead of time. And I want people to know that not only do I like the traits, but I remain incredibly optimistic about what we're building with the project, what we're building in the community. The community engagement is still something that I'm just incredibly grateful for. There's so much energy with a lot of the people in the community, and I believe that together between the project team and what we're doing, and what the community is doing, that these next few months are going to be really exciting. So you don't have to follow my lead on this, but I just wanted everybody here to know officially that you'll see, if you're watching my wallet, you'll see that I am going to be making some purchases over the next couple of weeks. In fact, there's one that I was eyeing last night that hopefully is still for sale. I'm going to buy it while we're on the AMA, but I'll hand it off to Carbar now.
I just bought it, Ant. I'm sorry.
Oh,
Scott.
shoot. Come on, man.
No. So Anthony covered a lot of it. We're really excited about this program being able to open up. We know how valuable the VC deals are. We've heard the community talk about, how there is some limited access to it because of the SEC regulations. So we are very excited that this alternate route exists to give people the opportunity to take advantage of this utility that we offer to the inner circle. There are multiple steps to it. Passing the exam is the first step. And then beyond that, it's essentially registration and fees, to Anthony's point. When it's explained, it seems a little bit more difficult. And you probably notice Justin on stage with us. He's one of the founders of Achievable. So we brought him up with us.
We lost Carbar.
We lost Carbar. Justin, maybe I can hand it over to you to maybe give a brief run through on the course and some of the process.
Yeah, absolutely. I'd be happy to.
Thank you.
Hey everyone, I'm Justin from Achievable. Very glad to be a part of all of this. We offer exam prep in a number of spaces, primarily finance. The Series 65 is one of our main courses for becoming an investment advisor, and that is really what the exemption is here. You need to be an investment advisor in good standing, and that's the loophole to becoming an accredited investor if you don't have the cash. As you mentioned, kind of the first part of it is passing the Series 65 exam. Is it a finite exam? It has a syllabus, so there's a fixed scope of knowledge that you need to know, and it's pretty easy to study for it. It is about 40 to 50 hours of study time in total, but it's also just helpful knowledge for you in general because it's teaching you about the basics of finance, essentially how to give good investment advice and show that you're able to manage money appropriately. That's why this, loophole, in quote, exists. It's not really a loophole, it's just demonstrating that you have the knowledge to make good financial decisions. The good standing portion of it, though, is kind of the trickier part. Even after you pass this test, you do need to go through quite a bit of paperwork. It does feel like quite a bit at the front. I think it's over 100 pages. It's actually maybe like 130 pages of paperwork, but most of the pages actually only have 1 or 2 questions. So it is the kind of thing that you can bang out in a couple of hours if you're really dedicated to it. We have this blog post that I linked. It's a good resource to look at. It goes through the steps one by one, and it lists a couple of different options. You do need to register with either the SEC, which is at the federal level, or your state administrator. But again, you are basically setting up your own registered investment advisory firm in order to get this accreditation. And so that's why you kind of need to go through and do everything by the letter, check all the boxes, etc. In terms of the course fees to do this, it is a little bit more than $300. It's a lot of like $100 payments along the ways. You have to pay $100 to register, like with the SEC, $200 to register your company, but all in around there, it will probably be about $500 to $600 total. So that's a little bit of a closer estimate. As part of this partnership, we are offering a discount on our course. Unfortunately, we can't discount the SECs for you, but we can discount our course from $200 normally with a 30% discount to $140. So hopefully that will make it a little bit more approachable. And then if you are kind of just more generally interested in finance, the SEC, the Security Industry Essentials examination, is also just like another sticker that you kind of get, but that covers more around, common stock, preferred stock, options tradings, if you're interested, just more generally in that space. But I think, that's kind of a high level overview. If there's any specific questions, I'm happy to dive into this in detail.
Thank you, Justin. Appreciate that, and thanks for correcting me on the fees. So just
Yeah.
about $600.
Mhm.
So hopefully this provides and we're putting an announcement out, and there'll be more detail and there'll be links for it for you to do some research, so that you can see for yourself what it entails, and hopefully you find some value in it. I'm excited that we've been able to offer that up. There's nothing worth having is easy in life, right? In my mind, at least. And so putting the work in, okay, $600, you got to study, you got to put the work in, got to fill out some paperwork. But to me, you do that once, and then you're able to reap the rewards of not only the education, but also of having access to the VC deal flow that you'll have as part of the inner circle. So I'm excited.
Absolutely. There was one other thing that I should have mentioned too, which is that you can try our course and you can start reading the first few chapters entirely for free. So if you just want to get your feet wet, get a little bit more knowledge, and then decide to continue on and pursue and take the full examination, that's a good way to get started. It's useful knowledge to have in any case.
Thank you, Justin. Okay, I'm gonna her crypto, Tankman, Carbar. Anything else to add before we jump into the AMA?
I think you guys have covered it very well. I'm excited for this, you guys. Sorry, Carbar. I just want to say I'm super excited. I have been investing for a few years. Yeah, I don't think he can hear us.
I muted him.
Okay. I don't want to talk over him because I know he's trying to talk. But anyways, I just want to state that I've been investing as an angel investor for a couple years now. Neo got me into it as well, and I'm really excited about this program. I myself have had friends that have wanted to do it and just could not bridge that gap and overcome the SEC requirements to be an investor, to be an accredited investor. So this is definitely something I'm going to be passing along to them as well. And I'm excited that we're able to offer this to our inner circle and community overall. So super excited for this, and can't wait to hear the first person that's going to get through this program. That'll be great to have a conversation with them to see how that experience goes.
I agree. I was just going to say that if anyone has any questions on the 65, you can pop it in the AMA questions channel, or you can raise your hand and come up on stage. But I think absolutely, to your point, Tank, this is something you should definitely be sharing with your friends that maybe they have said to you, the VC deal is a little bit out of my reach, or I don't quite meet the requirements. This is amazing for us to be able to offer. So as you're talking to people, in your network and your friends about it, hey, remember that VC deal? You couldn't quite do that before. Now we're offering this amazing test, and it's something you can use even outside of the VC deal. I mean, just having that knowledge base is going to be great.
And there is Justin. There is a question in the AMA channel asking around your location. So if you're outside of the U.S., can you still take the Series 65 exam?
You can take the exam, but the SEC is the one that regulates it, which is an American organization. So I believe it would be very difficult to actually open the registered investment advisory. So probably that would be a non-starter. But on the other side, I would also imagine that because you're not in the United States, you might not even be subject to the accredited investor rules. It would probably be more open to the person who is managing the fund, whether or not they would be able to take your investment.
yeah, we got to be careful there. Hypnotic, you asked the question. You have to, and through the links that we send, it says the same thing. You've got to follow your local laws. We don't know all of the laws in all of the different countries. And so my recommendation is if you're outside the U.S., you can get the accredited investor role in our Discord, and then look into the details of each deal is going to be different. There's a different investment firm that's managing each deal. You'll have to look through the details. We're just here to make a connection. So it's up to you to make sure that you're going through the detail. You're looking at your local laws to make sure that you're compliant. Okay, so there's a ton of comments and questions in the AMA questions channel around the 8 mint, around whitelists, around meth, around OG holders. I'm not going to give any details on that, but just know that that's pretty much every single comment that was put, every single question that was put into the AMA questions. We've talked through and considered. We don't have every last detail worked out yet. We don't even have the timing worked out yet on the 8 mint. But those are all important points that everybody has raised. I don't want to shut that conversation down because it is still open for us to completely design and completely work out. What I would say is that we absolutely are looking at keeping our community's best interest in mind. That goes for our OG holders. That goes for people that have been with us since mint, and it also goes for making sure at all possibilities that we're not going to cannibalize the community. So we're not going to introduce a new collection that is going to cannibalize the first collection. Everything that we're talking about, everything that we're doing is to make sure that does not happen. So all of the comments in there are completely valid. They're all things that we have discussed and have considered. And like I said, all of the details aren't worked out yet. So as you have ideas, I would encourage you to share them. And we'll be taking all of those comments and suggestions into consideration as we work out the details and we work out the timing. Okay, there's a question around bred out bulls. Funny that you say that. What's the plan? But I just bought the bull that I said I was going to buy, and it was a bred out bull. Let me put it that way. So I see value in a bred out bull, and I know that there are some that are for sale. It's a smaller amount than everybody thinks. I think last I checked, last night there was like 29 bred out bulls that were for sale, and there was only a few of them that were below 0.2. So it's less than I thought when I looked at it. But nonetheless, we did not build this project to be just a foot race to a God bull, or a foot race, to a teen bull. We love the God bulls. They're going to have tremendous value for us. The teen bulls will have value for us as well, but so will the bred out bulls. I'm just gonna say that so much. Yeah, I just bought one, right? So that's how to me, I look at the bred out bull. Yeah, sure, you can't breed it. Maybe you got a God power. If you're lucky, you can replenish it. But even without that, I still see value in bred out bulls because I see value long term. I see value in the methane token.
Yeah, I want to echo that, Anthony, because I too have purchased bred out bulls. I look at them as a deal. I mean, if somebody's willing to toss it on the floor, I'll be absolutely willing to pick it up because of the methane generation. We stated from the very beginning that yes, meth is our token in our project that is providing the means of minting the existing additional NFTs in our Mint One. However, that's not the end of what methane is going to do. We can't divulge everything that we have planned, and there is a lot of things that are planned. And I know on Tokenomics Tuesday, I tease a lot about the alpha and what I know and how much I want to share, which is true. There is so much I wish I could share with all of our community, but it's important that we work through the process of ensuring that everything is going to work correctly, but also that we provide that utility and these additional this additional gamification. It needs to be filtered out. If we throw everything out at once, it becomes too convoluted and too difficult to manage and process. So by doing this systematically, it's a benefit to the community and benefit to the project. And for the fact that with the apes coming, and I've talked about this on Tuesdays, the apes absolutely have a symbiotic relationship with the bulls, and there is a methane generation and usage requirement related to that. So if I see something on the floor, even if it's a bred out bull, the breeding is just a small aspect of our project. It's just to be able to get those teens and god bulls. There is so much more coming and so much more that methane is going to be used for. So I just wanted to reiterate what Anthony's saying is that is not the end value of these bulls, even if they are bred out.
And yeah, I looked again here. Take away the one that I just bought. There's 27 bred out bulls listed for sale, and 3 of them under 0.2. So I don't think it's as big of an issue as I originally thought. So Crypto Mac, you're asking if traits will play any role in the game. Maybe if you could be a little bit more specific in your question, I'd appreciate it. Crypto Mac is typing. I'll give a play-by-play here. So do traits have advantages? I'll say there's no specific advantages in the tokenomics crypto Mac. We haven't built in trait specific gamification into the tokenomics. That's not something that we're looking at doing at the moment. Tank Man, is that accurate?
Yeah, that's accurate. I want to say something a little bit about the traits. When the project was being developed, and Her Crypto and I have talked about this. Her Crypto more specifically because she's so involved with the trait groups. We knew that trait groups were going to be an integral part of our project, and that is part of the reason why we have so many traits. So when you're asking the question, do traits have advantages? If you look at the advantage of organization amongst our community members, that was discussed and built into the project from the beginning, knowing that traits, or we were hoping that traits would catch on, and they did even more than what they thought they would. I mean, we had no expectation of how quick they were going to catch on when we launched the project, and then how we pivoted to certify trait groups and work with trait groups, which we continually doing to this day, and we will throughout the project. That is an advantage. So when you look at how trait groups have come together around their traits and how those specific NFT traits have elevated their floor pricing, which is a value which I know that people in this space are looking at. We're all here for the fun of the project. We're here for the investment, quote unquote, investment. I have to be loose about how I say that. But also at where the floor price is. I know that is a consideration for some, and the trait groups directly affect that. So there is an advantage to traits when it comes to the overall project itself and how it relates to the trait group. The question about how it's affecting the tokenomics and how it directly affects, no, there's nothing at this point. Keep in mind, though, we also have lore that's coming out, and lore plays into our overall storyline. And you never know. You could see traits related in our lore, and that could be a potential. Nothing planned yet, but you never know where Neo's going to go when he starts thinking about how the lore tells our story.
Thank you, Tank Man. All right, questions on merch. I think we get those a lot, and 900 Husker. I hear you, and it continues to be on our list. We are making progress towards merch, but I don't have anything to announce.
Anthony, is that hashtag soon, not soon, right?
I'm laughing at the GIF.
I like the. I know the GIF is so good. Like no. Oh no.
Yeah, I mean, guys, I get it from family, from neighbors. I want it off my list. I want to just deliver it. That's it's something that should have been delivered already. But hopefully soon. All right. I'm getting uncomfortable with the questions, 900.
Yeah, I'll just say both.
I'm not a touchy-feely kind of a guy.
Put
Oh,
one
yeah.
up and just group hug Anthony.
Yeah, I'm non-discriminating 900 East, so appreciate that, brother. All right.
All right. One other thing that I failed to announce at the beginning. We've got a new team member, senior team member who joined this week. And he's recognizable to some of you in the community. Jordash has joined the team, and he's going to help us accelerate the improvement on our marketing. So with all of the exciting things that we've got planned over the next few months, we are going to make sure that we're maximizing the impact from a marketing perspective on all of those. I know that we've received some feedback from some that we've got to improve some of our social media, some of our marketing, and we agree with that. So Jordash is one of the people that we've brought on. We are going to be bringing on others as well to help supplement and make sure that we're moving forward with all of the incredible stuff that we have delivered and are going to deliver. So welcome, Jordash. All right. Anybody else? Any questions? Anybody want to come up on stage? Her crypto, Tankman, Carbar, anything else that we need to add?
I think you've nailed it. I just want to, we've been doing a lot of things in the project. I know you talked about this in the very beginning, the multiple meetings we've had, the strategies, the development, all of that. And, we're really moving into a new phase. I look at it that way for our project with the upcoming Apes and the things that we are planning, which I wished I could talk about, but I can't. Dang it. So I'm excited for that. I know the whole I'm excited thing. I say it a lot because I am so stoked about our project. But you guys really seriously, the last few weeks have been so amazing. I was out for a while on vacation, but even during that time, with where our project's going, the development, the new team members we're bringing on, like Jordash, the narrow direction we're going, this new program with the 65 to enable certification for our community in the investment aspect. There's a lot of moving parts behind the scenes, and I'm so excited about finally being able to get some of that stuff out as it becomes more developed and we narrow things down. It's going to be a busy couple months. You're going to see between now and the end of the year a lot of things happening. So just like Anthony said, buckle in, be prepared, and be ready to get that information. So I'm excited. I can't wait to start talking about this more and not be muted by Her Crypto on Tuesday nights so we can get that info out. But you guys, it's going to be great. Super stoked.
and just to be clear, it's not going to be a one bang thing. You know, we've got a a steady flow. Like we were trying to lay out all of the major things, the things that we want to announce, and there's not even enough weeks in the time frame that we want to do it to be able to spread it out week by week. We're struggling to even fit it all in. There's so many cool things. You know, it's not going to be, you know, this isn't like us just talking about, oh, you know, November something, there's going to be a massive announcement. No, we're talking about a steady flow of really, really cool things that are going to be exciting.
So, Anthony, we got a question around contests and trade group contests, and if they are still going to be happening or any more going on.
Yeah, absolutely. So one of the things that we did, so as part of our strategizing and making sure we've got the right plan in place, a big part of it was that we were doing a lot of one and done things. And so we'd have a really cool contest and we'd get some good results, and the community would put in amazing efforts on it. And then we had nothing following up on it. It would be like a great result and then boom, then it would be like a lull. And then we're like, oh shit, okay, what are we going to do next? All right, let's do something else. All right, that was really cool. And then a lull. And so we did that a few times. You can only, after you bang your head against that same wall, you finally like, oh shit, let me wake up and let's do this a better way. And so the better way is layering it in. And so there'll be announcements, there'll be contests, and there'll be pretty significant marketing efforts to attract new holders, and all of that is going to be organized and layered so that it all works off of each other. And so there will be contests, and we'll announce them as far ahead of time as possible. But we will certainly be having contests. We'll be having ways to reward the community. There'll be a lot of fun stuff. We want to reward engagement for sure, and contests will be a way to do that. Okay, with that, I'm going to close out. Thanks everyone for spending the time, giving me your attention. I hope you all have a good weekend. I remain incredibly optimistic and excited for what's ahead, and I can't wait to take the next steps with you.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you. Thanks, Justin.
Thanks, Justin.
Bye,
Appreciate
guys.
your time.
Justin. Thank you.
Thanks, everyone.